Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Chronicles of Captain Pontos. This is session 38 of our current story arc, and session 102 of the overall thingy. So I can hear a voice in the background. I think it's Chris, but he's so quiet I cannot make any of it out. Speak to us, Chris.
Oh, that's what he was calling me.
I'll tell you what, I will message him on the Discord because I don't know if he doesn't know we can't. Don't know if he knows we can't hear him. Oh, somebody's put a message in the awards channel. What is that? Oh, maybe they haven't. That's weird. Okay.
You're just very quiet.
You're super quiet, Chris. You're still really quiet. Boost your gain.
It was kind of working. I could hear you.
Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. Keep going. Whatever you did, do more of it.
Let me restart one more time.
He's getting louder, isn't he?
Slightly.
I'm going to put him on 200%. He'll be peaking like hell.
Yeah.
Say something again, Chris. Can you hear us? This is just what we want on the video, isn't it? There we go. I hear Kevin has joined us.
I'm here, but I'll be on mute for the next 20 probably.
Cool. Okay.
But I'm here, so I'll listen to the intro recap.
Cool. Okay. Well, hopefully Chris will manage to sort out whatever's wrong with his microphone. I wonder if it's one of those things where you you look at your computer the wrong way and it suddenly goes back to the default microphone, which in sometimes is the the tiny little crappy one on the corner of your laptop that probably has a book on top of it.
Yeah.
Right, so previously on the Chronicles of Captain Pontos, the party, having freshly returned from the Shadow Realm, having defeated an enclave of ancient Netheril wizards who had turned into a perverse parody of life in the form of strange mummy-type creatures. Having defeated them, the party returned to the prime material plane, where they... let me move us to our world map. This is our world map here. I'm going to change the zoom slightly so that the whole thing is visible, or at least more of it. There we go. So we have 3 islands: the Isle of Issyk, the Isle of Thrall, and the Isle of Dread. The Isle of Dread, the Black Tower no longer stands. The Black Tower fell down. I have yet to change the map to show that the Black Tower is not there anymore. Might put a big red cross on it so it's more obvious, but yes. Due to a magical mishap, Char was sent back to the elemental plane of fire instead of the prime material plane. The party then travelled in their boat, the Conflagration, to the Isle of Issyk, where they went to go and tell the Lord of Fairwick, whose name is Lord Milan. They went and told him about their success in defeating the evil Netherese. He promised them a reward, a rich reward no less, but due to the ill preparedness of the GM on that day, there was no treasure to be had. So that is something that they will be able to investigate at some point. The party, hearing a tale of woe from Lord Milan about missing Fairwick guards and worsening relations between Arrowtide and Fairwick, despite the fact that the former mayor, the money-grabbing Northcliffe Spalding, he was pushed out by the players, and a new mayor put in his place, a mayor that was going to look after the interests of the people and restore the political balance on the island. But apparently this has all gone horribly wrong. The party went to Arrowtide, visited the mayor. I'm just going to look up his name because my brain is a bit like a sieve that cannot hold the names of NPCs, which is not helpful. Whitlock Goldtooth Morton is his name, so named because he has a multitude of beautiful golden teeth. The party went to his mansion, which was grim and foreboding, and inside the party had a meal with Whitlock and his conspicuously young, beautiful bride. Whitlock Morton is a grizzled old pirate who looks a bit like this. And suddenly he was sporting this youthful bride, who seemed to whisper many things in his ear. Whitlock Morton had been poisoned against the elves of Fairwick, and this was clearly at least part of the trouble. One of the servants was spoken to by Yorrel, who is one of the elves of Fairwick, now being played by Char, who accompanied the party to Arrowtide. Yorrel, I think it was it Yorrel or was it Karirook? Correct me if I'm wrong here. A member of the party spoke to one of the serving staff who said that the mansion was oddly free of rats, and that there was a foul smell coming from the basement. The party, after Whitlock Morton drank himself insensible and passed out face down in a snotty heap on his bed, fully dressed, the party decided, well, Karirook had a scout around, saw that Whitlock Morton's youthful bride was not in the room with him. The party went down into the basement to see what was what, and what should they discover there but a room full of coffins.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Not long after entering the room, a number of strange young women climbed out of the coffins. One of them was Shanishar, who was Whitlock Morton's wife. Also climbing out of the coffins were some character tokens that I borrowed from other games that I play in, because they seem to have the right sort of vibe. But yes, these were slender, pale women with very long curved fangs. So they looked like vampires, but they had kind of serpentine eyes and a slight iridescence to their skin, suggestive of scales. So it seemed perhaps that they might not just be vampires. And who should climb out of the lordliest coffin but Karirook's dark alter ego, the scion of Orcus, Vampire Karirook himself. after spending pretty much the whole of the last session fighting against these powerful undead creatures, the party were victorious. So there are there are a number of dead bodies in the room. 2 of your former assailants, upon being defeated, they turned into a mist, and their mists floated, well, maybe you can remember, because that's where we shall pick it up. So the sounds of battle were ringing in your ears mere moments ago. Karirook is blooded but unbowed. What do you want to do?
I'm going to go and have a little look in some coffins.
Okay, which one are you looking in?
The one that the meat came out of.
You'll see Yorl just slide down the wall and just slump on the floor, just stunned about everything that just happened.
Cool. So you're all sitting on the floor thinking, WTF?
Very much so. This little, you when I say you piece of shit.
So we have I had forgotten, happy Thanksgiving if you're watching from the other side of the pond, and
happy 60th Doctor Who's 60th anniversary today.
oh wow, and Thanksgiving, amazing. Okay. Yes, Nace is not with us because he is celebrating Thanksgiving. So who would like to look after Deep today? Anyone got a burning desire to be a cleric for a day? If no one's very keen, then we can kind of run unaccompanied characters. Say it again.
Would you like to be him so you can be part of the party?
Well, I can manage him for you, but you can tell me what to do with him. That way you're still in control of him, but you don't have to worry about pushing the buttons.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pick up my hand axe, which seems to be on the floor. I completely forgot about what that is.
I think a few hand axes got flung about. One of them, at least one of these is probably Pontos's.
Yeah, it might be mine.
But yes, this one over here, as a quick reminder, you will see is labelled Broken Hand Axe because the shaft splintered when it crashed into the wall.
Can I go and look at the coffin that the bad meat came out of? Or the good meat?
If you can remember which one it is. Which one do you want to go and look in?
Oh.
Okay, march yourself over to that coffin.
Checking for traps first.
Okay, give us a wee little perception roll then for your trap checking.
Mm-hmm.
14. Well, Karirook does not detect any traps in this coffin.
Okay, I'll open the coffin. I'll have a little peek around.
Okay. You open the coffin. Inside is nothing but a thin layer of soil. And a really unpleasant smell.
Yeah. Cool. Anyone else looking? I'll go up to the next one and try again.
Yeah, I'll take a shot.
Okay, so which one are you looking in, Borin?
What? I'm gonna try for door number 3, please.
Okay. Are you just opening the lid?
Could I ask Karirook to come and check for traps before I open this?
You can ask him. If that is the case, I will quickly tell Karirook what he finds in this one. So, Karirook checks the box, does not find any traps in it. Do you open the lid?
I do indeed.
Okay, the coffin lid opens. This one too has a thin layer of soil and a foul stench as of, I don't know, rotting meat or something like that. It's just almost unbearable. But luckily, it is only a small amount of air in the coffin, so it rapidly disperses. This room, though, generally stinks.
Right, I'll wander down and check this coffin for boring.
Okay, give us a perception roll for trap checkery.
Feed on it. 13 that is. Not 6.
13. Okay, so slightly distracted. Karirook seems like he's not quite giving his full attention to this box. He's sort of looks like he's struggling a bit for some reason, but he doesn't find any traps.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Karirook does not find any traps in this coffin.
Okay, I open it up.
As you open the coffin lid, you see lying also on a thin layer of soil is Vampire Karirook.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
He's in the coffin.
Right. Well,
lying like this. His eyes are open, but he's not moving.
Right, I break off a piece of... Actually, no. I grab one of my torches and just start whittling it very quietly.
Okay. So Borin is whittling away.
No, and I'm just motioning everyone to be quiet, like shh.
Okay. So Vampire Karirook is not asleep. His eyes are open, glowing, glowing an unpleasant colour. His skin is as white as a sheet, but in contrast to the demonic glow of his eyes, his skin almost looks a sickly green. He looks very slowly, almost as if his eyes are made of stone and they're kind of moving in, like mountains scraping across the ground or something. But they move very slowly to point at Karirook.
So let me know the second I'm done, and I'm stabbing him with the stake.
Okay, so where are you stabbing him with the stake, first of all?
In the heart.
In the heart. Okay. So does Borin know where a heart is?
What you mean on an elf?
I mean, well,
I would assume I'd know some anatomy of all of the species.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you might know some anatomy, but if somebody asked me to hammer a stake through someone's heart, would you be able to find it?
That would be the upper chest top left.
Let's see.
Sorry, their left, your right, if you're looking at them.
But that's metagaming. Does Borin know?
See,
I don't know.
Give me that stake.
I would assume, having killed a bunch of people, he knows how to do it properly.
I think you might have a fair idea where a heart is. Okay. I am going to get you to do a... first of all, I want you to do a... a wisdom save.
Oh, that's not good. I've got like -1. Am I blessed? No. Standard? No. Acrobat skill check? 10.
So you hold the whittled torch in your hand. You put the point over where you think Karirook's heart is. As you're about to plunge it down with 2 hands into his body, you lose your nerve and you drop it. It's like suddenly you went off the boil and you couldn't do it.
Oh crap! He's got magical protection.
I'm going to pick up that steak and say, "This is how you do it, Boren." I'm going to slam it down as hard as I can. Say goodbye, brother.
Okay, give us a wisdom save.
Save. I don't think my wisdom's that great either. But...
Oh god! Oh yeah, that's how you do it. That is so how you do it.
Suddenly, suddenly you come over with such terrible nausea. You know, it's like your stomach contents are crawling up your throat. You're like, ugh. You are horrified with disgust by what you are planning to do. For some reason, you cannot go through with it.
Oh. So as I'm there retching, I pick up the steak Karirook's drop and like point the handle towards Deep. If there was ever time for, he's a cleric, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, if there was ever a time for a cleric to fight evil, this is the time for it. And I'm waving it at him whilst I'm retching.
All of these sessions, you go, what's your class again? Fuck's sake.
I can't remember if he's a cleric or a paladin.
There's a difference.
Yeah, I know there's a difference. That's why I was like, but they kind of have the same effects.
They're both quite religious.
They're both religious with healing abilities.
So
and
Deep
fighty abilities.
Deep saunters over and says, "What seems to be the trouble, guys?"
Stab him now, Wasp. Magical protection of some sort.
Are you sure you guys just aren't a bit squeamish?
Why the heck does he sound like he's from the south?
Because I'm trying to do an impression of Nate, and I hope he isn't offended when he watches this back.
He was Nate's version of my accent the other week.
Right, okay. Right, no, just look. Whilst mid-retching, and Karirook's obviously throwing up as well, it's just like, what are you? There's got to be something to this. Just stab him already. You might want to activate some, like, healing. Oh.
So, Deep says, don't send a fighter to do a cleric's job. And he takes the stake out of your hand. And,
that's quite good.
It worked.
And what does he do? He is going to do a wisdom save as well. Let's see.
Come on! Hey, that's better.
So he's like, "Here's how you kill a vampire, losers!" And
my wisdom save bonus is better than his, actually.
Whoops. He stabs the stake down, and you see it bite into the flesh, and the body kind of twitches. It kind of sits now between a couple of ribs. Deep pulls out the pentagon hammer and raises it high over his head, and he prepares to bring it down on the butt of the makeshift stake. So let's have a athletics check to see whether he has the strength to hammer it through. It'll do. So the thunder hammer of House Pentagon slams into the stake and drives it straight through Karirook's body. Karirook screams horribly. All of you are forced to cover your ears as this terrible screech issues forth from his mouth. A great jet of blood comes out of his mouth, splattering all of you within 5 feet with at least a few specks of blood. And then he lies back, suddenly limp like a rag doll.
Right. Okay. Is he not dead?
I don't know.
Okay, someone chop his head off.
Yeah, so I'm going to take my amulet off his bloody body.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
cool.
You got any weapons I can take off of him?
He does have a dagger.
Nah, if it's just a normal... I was hoping for something magical, but he's only been around for a few days.
I'm taking my dagger back as well.
Cool.
I'm giving Borin a dirty look. See, that's mine.
So you have the amulet and you have the Venom Fang dagger. I will give you this. I will give you the scripts back if I have taken them away. I'm not certain. So you have your things back.
Hey.
So, is that it?
Well, I mean, does he...
He certainly looks dead.
No. I think we'll be doubly sure. Let's remove the head from the torso, shall we? I'm not sure.
How are you going to chop his head off?
That's the thing. That's the thing. I've only got an axe, but it doesn't. Non-magical weapons don't seem to do any effect. Oh God, I miss Frenchie.
Empty air where a French accent should be.
I'm not wishing him back. I'm not wishing him back.
Oh, the sword. Chop. I'm just going to have a nice squeak.
Actually, tell you what, because it's not there. Just for this purpose, I take the sword he's offered me. Actually, where is that? Wouldn't that be in Charles' lamp at the time?
It is with Charles' lamp, but you were offered it at some point. If you want
I know. But if I would have only used it for the purposes of chopping off his head, then giving it. Sorry.
Michael.
Sorry.
I was going to say, if you want a magical axe, there is a big fuck-off orc with a flaming one right behind you.
All right. Pontos, come and finish him off. Sorry.
I can take his head off.
So, is Pontos coming?
Yeah.
This is a group effort, isn't it?
Seems to be.
Karirook opened it, I whittled the stake, deep stabbed him, and Pontos is about to chop his head off.
Yep. So.
Do I need to roll?
Oh, we'd better have at least an athletics check.
I mean, probably with advantage too if he's stuck there. Not like he can dodge.
There is that, but he's got to try and get the edge of an axe through his neck while he's lying in a box. Well, basically I'm after a strength check, not a roll to hit. 24. Okay, so the flaming great axe comes down on Karirook's neck, severing his head relatively cleanly. And as his head rolls free, the body begins to rapidly decay, as if hundreds of years are passing in the blink of an eye. And suddenly the box is just full of soil and foul-smelling ashes. Although, just when you think it's all over, you notice that there is a snake writhing around in the bottom of the coffin.
What happened to his head?
It turned to ashes.
Oh, good. I was going to chuck it in the torch just to... You got to do that double tap, man. Got to do that double tap.
I'm going to stab this snake while I can.
Okay. What are you going to stab it with?
Is it fire-based?
It is not.
I'm going to stab it with my ice dagger or whatever.
Okay, well... what roll to kill a snake? Well, just give us an acrobatics roll, because he's squirming around a lot, so maybe a dex-based attack. Or dex-based skill roll, anyway. Okay. You follow the writhing of the snake for a few seconds, taking the measure of the creature in the coffin. And just as it opens its fanged maw, you bury the axe in it. Sorry, the dagger! The dagger! You bury the dagger in it! So how'd you do it?
He rises up and opens its mouth as if to strike, and just in that moment, I slam my dagger down straight through his head, burying it into the coffin, where I then pull the dagger out through its head, so its head is split in twain.
Very good. Okay, the snake quivers slightly for a few seconds, and then catches fire, and the ashes just float away into the air, leaving a coffin filled only with a thin layer of soil.
Ooh, glad that's over.
Vampire Karirook is finally dead.
I'm going to shout at the top of my voice, "Oh, God of Snakes, you piece of crap. Just killed your avatar on Earth, or on the Sword Coast once again. Come on and strike me, thy mighty striker."
Deep scratches his head and says, "There's more than one God of Snakes. Which one did you mean?"
Oh, I don't know any of them. The mighty smiter of smites, whoever that may be.
Yeah.
Rip it.
Well, I'm still worried about whether or not I have a spider problem, so by all means, piss off the snakes.
Right, so that is one thing done. There may be other things to do.
Shall we carry on checking all the... I mean, is there a fake bottom to this?
A fake bottom. Well, you can tip it over and spill the soil out.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay, you turn the coffin over and all the soil falls out. Amongst the soil are a multitude of baby spiders which all swarm towards your boots and begin to attack the leather of the soles of your boots.
God damn it. I don't have it anymore. That wasn't me. And just stomp on them.
Ah, you quickly put an end to this rather pathetic attack from the baby spiders.
Right.
And at the top of the screen, a bit of text appears which says, "The spiders will remember this."
How can they remember it?
Well, they communicate with each other on the World Wide Web.
Oh, that was just terrible.
I don't even think that's the first time I've told this joke.
Okay. Right. Coffin number 6.
I approve.
Excellent. You open that coffin. Lying inside is the prone form of Shanishar, the bride of Whitlock Norton.
I'm glad you let me. It's just I was going to kick it open, but you just said open it, so you've opened it. So I was literally going to kick that one over.
Oh, okay.
No. Oh, comedy retract. Right. I check her neck to see if she's been bitten, and for a pulse.
Well, you kind of fought her to the death earlier. She's there are a couple of small circular scars on her neck, as if at some point she has been bitten on the neck. She has no pulse. She is cold to the touch. Not just cold to the touch. When you touch her skin, it sends a shiver of revulsion through your body. Despite the fact that she is young and beautiful, she is unnatural and disturbing at the same time.
Stake to the chest.
Okay, so are you making another stake out of a torch?
Steve, can you throw us over this one? I've got another one.
So the stake that went through Karirook was destroyed at the point of his dissolution.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I'll whittle another one.
Okay, so you begin to whittle another stake to a point. What are the rest of you doing while this is happening?
Like I need. Oh, they've edited this. I mean, I don't need. Let me take out two torches.
What are you saying, Ryan?
Sorry?
I was saying something.
Oh, sorry, I just moved. My mic picked that up.
Right, so what are Karirook and Pontos doing while Borin is preparing to stake another one?
I guess I'll go stand behind him for when he needs a man to finish the job off.
And I'm going to go and speak to Yorl. My dear Yorl, I gather that was your first battle.
Yes. Like she's staring at the pile of ashes, sort of round here, where she sort of talks on one of them. But I didn't realise it'd be like that. I mean, I've shot some wild animals in the forest, and all of the targets and clay pigeons during training. But this is the first time in any kind of anger. I've read the theory about these beings. I didn't expect them to be so quick, so nimble. It was just so different.
Indeed, you know, we've come up against the start before, but you did well. You know, I think you tried.
Yeah, I tried. Is it always like that?
Pretty much. It's quite, you know, chaotic. You know, things happen. It's just random sometimes. You know, it is completely chaotic, and we try and prevail. And normally we do, but sometimes it does get very scary. But on a good point, you can go back to your lord and let him know that our dear Mir here is corrupted by a vampire. So his problem should be fixed.
Well, yeah, definitely. Definitely resolved. Yes. I hope. I'll have to see how the mayor is in the morning. I don't think we're going to get any response tonight, but hopefully he's not being corrupted. He just may be enthralled. I've read that they can do things like that.
Yeah, we'll find out in the morning. If he's not changing his mind, we can always kill him.
Yes.
Good. Glad you agree. You can do the deed, and I'm going to walk off. On that note, right, Pontos, sorry, Warren.
True. Please leave joking. Go dogs.
So, what is... Borin is whittling, Pontos is standing behind him, Deep walks up to see whether... see whether a cleric is needed. So what's Borin going to do?
I am going to stab. Stabbity stab stab.
Okay.
Another wisdom
so-
save?
Well, I do want a wisdom save from you, but I also want a wisdom save from someone else. So I am going to... okay.
Well, it's better. It's better than 10.
This is true. So... Oh, okay. So, for our viewers at home, I have just done a wisdom save on behalf of Kevin, because he's on his way home, for Yorl Strandweaver. Are you at home?
I'm now all settled, so that's fine.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I will send you a DM in that case. But I just need to very quickly look something up. And hopefully he will be with us shortly. Cyril. Monsters everywhere.
As Carrot's walking away, there's Yorl just under a roof going, oh God, I hope they don't think of me as terrible. I missed with all my spells. I wonder if they've ever had any other spellcasters that just missed every attack.
Can I hear that with my superb elven hearing?
So I just need to check a thing. Right. Okay, so I am going to... I should have done that as a silent one, but I didn't. So, oh no! Oh no, it's fine, because nobody's actually sharing their video at the moment.
What are you scheming? What are you scheming?
Never a good sign when the DM goes silent.
Where is this good news going to arrive? In what form? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, right. Oh, okay.
Oops, I've just
That
stepped on
doesn't
my foot
sound good.
massager. Oops, what am I doing?
Okay.
There we go. Sorry, I'm just messing about with Discord.
I'm just going to
Okay.
see Boren and Pontos. Do you guys need any help? You're taking a bit of time over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Borin's attempt. So Borin tries to bang the stake home, but just like before, he is overcome by a wave of nausea that prevents him from putting his full force into the strike.
I just snatch it from his hand and try.
You can snatch it from his hand and try.
What do
Okay.
you want?
Oh well. As the Boring just not do anything, I see Pontos snatching that. I'm going to reach out with my hand, and you're going to see a spectral form of it just extend from my hand, and then just keep going until it's just the wrist and the hand as it just floats. And as it goes, it gets larger. And I'm going to cast Bigby's hand and try and grapple Pontos.
Okay.
What the hell? Oh, God!
So I don't know Bigby's hand. So how does that work?
There's a lot of text with it does several different things, but the one I'm attempting at the moment is just a basically a glorified grasp.
Cleric's gone rogue!
What's gone rogue?
The cleric's gone rogue!
She's not a cleric.
Sorry, the elf's gone rogue. Whatever this woman is.
So, oh, is it that one? Okay. Right. So if you're in front of your computer, then yeah. So you want a D20 plus 8, and Pontos needs to do a.
I have advantage on this
Oh, okay.
because Pontos is of medium or small size.
Cool.
So I depends on what the D20 is, because I'm just doing it the old-fashioned way. I might have to roll the D20 again. So, or I will, because I'll just want the. So first goes a 17, and then the other one. Let's just roll another D20, see what that becomes. Okay, so that'd be plus 8. So I'll stick with the 17 then. Not the best.
Okay. So can Pontos roll a? This is an opposed check, isn't it, rather than a save? I think so. Yeah.
Mhm.
Contested strength. So can you roll an athletics check for Pontos, please? Ryan.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just.
Yep. Cool. Sorry, I realised I kind of said that out into the ether without actually saying who I meant. Okay, Pontos is grappled, so you are held in place, I guess, by a big spectral hand.
Yep.
Oh, bitch.
So I can't remember why you were slowed. I think that might have been the result of a fumble or something.
Fumble, I think it was. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to assume, given the time, that your axe is no longer burning.
Yeah, I presume so.
There we go.
That hit his hand off.
Can we now just talk to this woman, see if we can find reason?
No, I'm coming for your hand.
The person that seem to know you. You've dealt with him. Maybe all of the enchantments are now dispersed.
So what's Karirook doing? He's pegged it across the room.
Sorry, yes, I'm sneaking up behind her.
Sneaking, eh? Okay, give us a stealth roll.
Take the bitch out.
Bloody hell.
Oh, it is.
I think you are unlikely to be spotted. In
Where did it
fact,
come
I think. Can you roll us a perception roll for Yorl, please, Kevin? Because she does have a very good, a pretty good passive perception. But
I will give it a try. Let me just open up the couch sheet. Come on. Anything you like. Well, why won't your couch sheet open up? Oh, never do it. Oh, now it's finally thinking about it. God bless you, roll 20. You have your moments. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Perception. Not the best. No, I don't think, unless I'm rolling that natural 20, I don't think I'm going to see it. No, I only got a 21.
okay, so Karirook sneaks up behind Yorl. What's he gonna do now? He's behind Yorl.
Can I have a non-lethal attack? Sneak attack and whatnot, please.
You can do a non-lethal attack, or you can just, you don't have to, I mean, yes, okay. I mean, what's your plan? What are you going to non-lethal attack her with?
Is she fire-based?
No, she is not fire-based. As far as I know, elves are not fire-based. Are you going to stab her? Oh my god!
Sorry, Kev. No, I'm just going to try. I'm just going to slit her throat. No, I'm not really. I'm just going to smack her over the head so she loses her concentration and say, "What the hell are you doing?" With the butt of a dagger. I'm not actually going to stab her.
Okay. So, right, if you're trying to render her unconscious and you're actually not striking to do harm,
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
then I'll just get you to do. You're a dex-based fighter. This is more of a feat of main strength, though, isn't it? So this is you trying to hit her hard enough to break her concentration. So, just give us an athletics roll to see if you can marshal sufficient force to throw her off.
Do I do that with advantage since?
That is a fair point. Otherwise, that would have been insufficient. So have another go.
Not the most athletic. Yeah.
I don't think there's any rule. Oh dear. Okay. So I think Yorl in the corner of her eye probably sees you as you're about to bring the pommel of the dagger down on the back of her head, and she is able to just move out of the way. So you miss.
I'm sorry, Karirook. I cannot let you do this.
And I cannot let you attack my friend.
I'm not attacking. I'm just trying to calm everyone down. You can't just keep going on like this. If blood just causes more blood, we need to try and reason. The person that seemed to have issues with you has been dealt with. Can we just do this peacefully, please?
You want to peacefully negotiate with a vampire?
He might not be under its thrall anymore. We don't know. We got to try and form peace on this island between the humans and the elves of Fairwick. We can't just keep going on like this.
I'm going to shout to Borin. Borin, Pontos! Does she have fangs?
Can I see if she's got fangs?
Her mouth is closed at the moment, so you can't see any fangs in there.
Okay. If I've recovered enough, can I take another swing at the vampire? If not,
Well, the Pontos has got your stake, and he is currently grappled by a big magic hand.
Okay. Oh, right. Is it within? Did he drop it on the floor? Is there a way of me pulling it out? Where's his arms? Are they wrapped around him?
I imagine he is kind of squished like this, but
Warren, you might get this reference. You know the I can't remember his name, but one of the final bosses in Smash Brothers, the kind giant hand in that.
Yes.
Yeah, imagine basically that wrapped around Pontus at the moment.
Okay, no. I get the idea of what it was, but if Pontos's arms are above the finger grip, then his arms are free, but he's still grappled. But if his arms are down by his chest, then obviously I can't get to the stake. Okay. Option number 2, dagger. Pull out my dagger of returning and stab it in the chest.
Check if it's got teeth.
Not the hand, the vampire.
okay, yeah, I understand. Okay, so, well,
Check for teeth.
give us a wisdom save. See whether you have overcome your horror of bodily mutilation.
Oh, for God's sake! Oh,
Just you take a deep breath in through your nose as you are about to plunge the dagger into the woman, and then suddenly the vomit is coming out of your nose instead.
is this combat? Can I get 3 attacks, or is this taking up my turn?
This isn't combat. This is something else.
Just
You did go and check if it's got teeth.
Hey!
I was just going to say, just because of I feel a little bit intimidated about the situation, while maintaining Bigby's hand, I'm going to try and drag Pontos sort of 10 feet across.
Like to hear.
Yeah. And I'm going to cast mirror image on myself.
Oh, okay.
So you suddenly see a bit of a momentary flash, Karirook, and then as your eyes recover, you see 4 forms of Ural standing in front of you.
I'm going to say, very nice, and I'm going to do exactly the same.
Have you got mirror image too?
On myself.
In reverse.
That's fine. I'm just doing it because I just feel a little bit intimidated because I've just had a very psychotic elf come up and try and donkey punch me. So I'm just...
Kill the bitch.
So Deep shouts out, "Hey, hold on! Everyone's getting a bit too hot under the collar. Yorl, why do you want to defend this vampire so much? I think she might be under its control."
All I'm asking is just if we can... I totally agree, Master Dwarf, that things are getting a bit out of control. I just want everyone to take a breath, that she could be, likewise, under control. We just need to see what the situation is and try and get peace on this island. We don't rather just kill for killing's sake. That's all I'm asking.
Deep, check for teeth, please.
Right, you guys just stay cool. And he backs away. He looks over, he reaches out a hand, he's keeping an eye on both Yorl and Karirook, and he pushes her upper lip back to reveal two very long incisors which curve inwards like the fangs of a snake.
Okay, so
As he does it,
on
her eyelids that were up to this point closed flick open, revealing green eyes with serpentine pupils.
I'm guessing Deep nods at me. As soon as he nods at me, I'm going to smack Yorl again, but this time with give me 1 second. No, Delia. Where's she gone?
Well, if she's got a mirror image, I'm not. How does that work? Let's open it up. So Deep shouts out, "This one's definitely a vampire!"
So I'm going to hit her while casting a cool spell called Green Flame Blade, which will jump across all versions of her.
Hold on. Mirror image. What's it do? 3 illusory duplicates. Each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell's duration, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. Right, so okay. So rather than actually turning this into a PvP battle, just give us a
Non-lethal.
give us a non-lethal fire. Yes, okay, fire that doesn't burn. Bollocks. Give us a acrobatics check, because you're a dex based stabber usually, just to see whether you can find a target with your dagger, basically. 23. Okay, so green flame blade. So let's roll to see whether you actually hit the right one. So D20, that's a 15.
That's
So
one of
if you
the.
Yeah, so what happens when one of the duplicates is hit? The duplicate is destroyed. Okay. Duplicate can be destroyed only by an attack that hits it. It ignores all other damage and effects. The spell ends when all 3 duplicates are destroyed. So, the green flames do not affect the duplicates, but stabbing one with a dagger destroys it immediately. So one of the duplicates disappears, and one of the 3 people remaining is singed by green fire. And so you can see which one it is.
Yorl snap out of it.
Okay, I'm going to say that is enough of a shock to allow Yorl to have a wisdom save.
Okie dokie. Where are you? There you are. Come on. Are you doing anything? Come on, guys. Okay, we'll do it this way. Be really slow tonight for me. I don't know why. Everything's lagging.
Yeah, I'm about to jinx myself horribly by saying it's working quite well for me today, but that means that it's all going to go horribly wrong later.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, we'll finally get that. And okay.
So
Just to move things along, I will use my reaction to make that a 17 wisdom save.
cool. That is exactly the number I was looking for. So Yorl suddenly being singed by the the fire from the green flame blade just makes her snap out of it. She suddenly has a bit more clarity and realizes that she's been defending this abomination, and that passes. She is now completely under her own control.
What's going on? Why are you attacking me? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not attacking you. I'm just making you see your senses. Now, please release Pontos.
Oh, sorry. I don't know how that happened, and you just see the hand just gently lower you to the ground and just release.
Ping.
I'll just bow to Pontos. Give him a little wink.
Right, kill the bitch.
Stab! I asked for Pontos to throw me the stake.
I can throw you the stake.
Okay.
Like not like a weapon throw, like a passing of
Yeah,
a baton. Yeah, okay.
Slap it at you.
So,
Dear God, yeah.
does Pontos yeet the stake at Borin?
I really want to, but I won't. I would just underarm throw it. I really want to yeet it at his face, but
Well, perhaps looking at Borin with his vomit-stained beard, you feel some pity and decide to just throw it lightly. Borin catches the stake. What's he do with it?
And stab. Okay.
Wisdom
you
save.
want another- Oh, for God's sake, please. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, and then of course the second one were.
Oh.
Very acrobatically.
So Borin manages. Borin drops the stake with one hand and catches it with the other, all whilst projectilely vomiting. So you know that's a worthy acrobatics check. Deep sighs and reaches out for the stake. Give it here, Borin. You obviously don't have the stomach for this.
Don't have anything in my stomach.
Yeah, what a shame. That was such a great dinner last night as well. If you offer the steak to him, he will take it. He is going to do a wisdom save, see whether he has the power to. There we go. Deep, known for his wisdom, knows that this is not really some young beautiful woman, but a terrifying abomination, a mixture of a vampire and a yuan ti. He stabs the stake down into her upper chest, so that the point passes between the ribs, but the gap is not wide enough to allow the stake to pass through. So yet again he lifts up the hammer of House Pentagon, and you hear outside the sound of thunder, and he brings the hammer down on the end of the stake. Is it enough? We shall see. That's enough. So he hammers the stake straight through Shanashar, who screams horribly and vomits blood everywhere, which speckles Borin and Deep. And yeah, what's next?
Well, just to try and make some kind of amends, I'll direct my hand to go over to reach inside the coffin and just a fist and just slowly press down. Yeah, like one of those hydraulic presses.
What, to squash her?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bigby's hand squashes down on the limp corpse of this vampire snaky hybrid. Can you give us a strength roll for the hand, which is with advantage? Yeah. It's going to be a d20 plus 8, I think.
Mm-hmm. Plus 8, so that's 26. or a 19. I'll go with the 26.
Good plan. Okay, so the coffin breaks apart at the seams, spilling soil on the ground. The vampire's body is squished against the floor by the enormous weight of this magical hand pushing downwards. The head pops off and rolls back a little bit because the weight just kind of destroys the body. And as the head pops off, the corpse rapidly decays as if hundreds of years have passed in a second, leaving only dirty-looking ashes. As if out of nowhere, a snake also appears from the remains, but the snake is right under the hand as it presses down. So a little splatter of snake blood comes out of the edges, and which then just kind of burns away. And then the oppressive miasma of the room fades away. The corpses of the other three vampire creatures also now rot away, leaving dirty-looking bones and kind of torn rags. But yes, the oppressive miasma lifts, the terrible smell departs, and it's about as fresh as any basement that any basement you've been in. So not that fresh, but it no longer smells like dead things.
And just after that, the sort of hydraulic press of this fist just lifts off, and Yorl just looks at Boren and I go, the advantages of magic is you can do things like that and not get your robe stained. It's quite useful, really.
Yeah, Deep is covered in little splashes of blood. Boren is covered in both vomit and blood. Pontos is covered in blood. Karirook is covered in blood. Basically, everyone's covered in blood except for Yorl, I think.
I apologise about what happened. I was a bit confused myself, really, but hopefully in the morning, Mr. Whitlock will be sober, and we can discuss this again, and hopefully we can restore peace. This has been very exciting.
Okay, well, we've still got 2 more to check out. This time, okay, I'm not going to use any more torches. I'm just going to rip a piece off these coffins, whichever one looks best like a dagger, and just open door number 3.
Okay, door number 3 is empty. There is only a thin layer of soil at the bottom of it. No current occupants.
And finally, door number 2.
There's nothing in that one either.
Okay. Well, I think we're done here. If anyone thinks of anything else we can possibly do. I currently need a bath. Oh, no, yeah, that one got crossed off.
I'm not sure if I'm going to get any rest after all that, but there's quite a lot for me to digest in what's happened tonight. I thought this was just a political meeting to try and resolve peace. But I suppose this is hostile negotiations. Is that the correct term?
I think what we need to do is get some sleep, then pick it up with the mirror tomorrow. And please do not attack any member of my party again, or you will die. But sorry about that.
didn't attack as such. I was. I am sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
Okay,
It's not.
so
Look at Pontos.
Didn't consent to touch me.
You loved it, you
That's
slag. You loved it.
so having properly disposed of some vampires, I put in the chat last week that I wanted you to think about options for leveling up. And now that you have finished off Evil Karirook, you have leveled up. So
Hey.
what we'll do.
Barbarian!
So I think that means you'll all be level 12. Is that right?
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
for Pontos. Except for Pontos, who is already level 12, so he's going to be level 13.
Oh, I do get to level up.
Yeah. Well, you got a magic thingy that leveled you up ahead, so you know for the time being at least you get to keep that advantage.
Oh, fair.
In the meantime, we've roughly reached the halfway point, so let's have a quick comfort break. Then we'll see how quickly we can get through the leveling up process. It's pretty straightforward on Roll20. Also, I know that you'll be doing it probably slightly quicker than... I mean, I know you might have looked up some things you might not have done. I don't know if there's any options for 12 and 13. Either way, you are not... it's not stuck in stone. If you realise you've made a terrible mistake in a couple of sessions' time, then you can change things if needed. Let's take 10, come back at about 10:15, and we shall resume then. I will leave the video playing in case there's any between session banter, and I'm going to move us onto the break screen now. Catch you
I'll
guys.
probably
See you all in
do my
bed.
level up now.
I didn't expect us to. I was hoping, when in the long run, I was hoping that Frenchie stuck around and that his magical boost gave me the barbarian abilities, but gonna have to think about this.
You've still just got the spider hatred for you.
Yeah, I've still got that lovely thing.
Where's the level up button again?
Right near the bottom, I think it's somewhere. I'm trying to find it myself. It's been a while since I've done this. It's been, where are you?
Oh, are we using the break to level up forms, or is that? Are we going to do
You
that
can do it when
we
you come back, or you can do it now. It's entirely up to you. I am just quickly changing the background thing because I changed the resolution of the output, and they're now too small. There we go.
On your character sheet, you know where it says core bio and spells, and there's a little wheel. If you click on that and then scroll near the bottom, you've got the options for the Chronomancer.
Yeah.
Charactermancer.
Launch level plus. Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Right,
Don't know
catch
what
you guys
level
in a
up.
few minutes.
No worries. So let's see what we can do for your what do I get for level 12? Probably more spells.
Ability score.
Oh yeah.
Increase 2 of your abilities by 1.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh yes, I remember now. Yes, we will do this.
So I kind of level up my dexterity because it's already at 20.
I do get a couple of new spells, but what spells do I get at this level? Or what spells do I give myself at this level? That is the choice. Oh, where's my spell book? Spell. What spells is I never got in the spell book.
There's an arcane trickster. What's my spells based on? Intelligence or wisdom?
Intelligence, yes.
Intelligence.
Yes. I like the fact it's intelligence actually, because it's like, yeah, you ask for that. How can you trick someone? How can you deceive them? How can you sort of see that advantage? It's not wisdom or it's dexterity. It is, yeah, a little bit of conniving.
Yeah. You know, a bit sneaky.
Mm-hmm. So that we have this. We have this. We got that. We got. And yes, we got. And we got that one. Well, where you can compose that? Oh, that right. I gave myself that spell at this level. I remember now. It's not that level. No. I've got that one already. Ah, yes, that's the spell. I remember now. Every time my wizard levels up, I get to pick 2 additional spells to my spell book. I will say, I didn't actually have. I didn't have all of my spells because I'd used a number of spell slots already. But just using Bigby's hand to restrain was gentle. I could have potentially done worse, but that may have backfired on me. So,
Yeah. No, it was good eventually. But yeah, I think from Karirook, just seen you cast a spell. Well, what's this woman doing? She's new to the party. We don't know her. That's not right.
okay, I think I should cast the spell. So level 1, I've got. Take one, and then at level 2 we'll have. We're going to go to prepare at level 2. We'll have prepare that one, that one.
Hold on. I'm just going to say goodnight to kids and take the dog out. Won't be long.
Make sure you get that the right way around and don't say goodnight to the dog and put the kids out.
Well, you never know. She's in her crate. She's not feeling very good. I think she's sprained a muscle or something, so I have to be quite gentle with her.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll see you in a minute.
Alright, back in a minute. It won't be too long. Spectacular. This on coin. So you want to go to London? Yeah, well, let's go. Yeah, come. Still quickly followed up on no longer. Turn the street. Turn the street back. Technique's got that tomorrow. No, it was much better. You know, when you come out, she looked good. Thinking about that. Hello. Come out when I got home. Hello. 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 Nothing. No. Come in. Let's go. Like the wall back. What? What? Here's mine. Go. Please. Quick walk. Don't worry. Take your fire. Fine. Good. Come on. Big cat. Go far. We want to go far.
Okay, fighter. Barbarian.
Hey folks, I'm back again.
All right.
Hello.
I've done my leveling up, so mine's all ready. A lot of it was just running what additional spells I've given myself in my spell book.
Cool.
Hello?
Who said that?
Who what?
Pass.
Hey?
Which?
When?
Who?
What?
Why?
Huh?
You ran out of questions.
I think I have, haven't I?
I'm very confused which speaker that's coming from.
I've got no idea. Because it says this is muted.
Definitely ain't muted.
Oh. Oh wait, he might have it on his phone. Yeah, it's on his phone. Alright, goodbye.
Bye.
Aye.
Who was that?
Oh,
No idea.
Which avatar was that coming out of?
That was coming out of Chris.
Okay, it's probably one of his kids or something. I don't know. It could be his dog.
Intelligent dog.
Well, I do tell you when kids are falling down the well.
I think there's something suspicious about that. I think it's like Munchausen syndrome by proxy. You know, the dogs want attention, so they push kids down wells.
Oh, so
Do I want a level 20 strength? Do I want a 20 in strength or 20 in constitution?
well, not when you multi-classing, because you multi-classing, you don't get a stat increase.
Well, it's giving me the option to.
Oh,
Let's have a look. Oh, that's just fighter level 12, so that's not multi-class then.
No, but I've selected. Sorry, I've selected. So levels fighter 11, barbarian level 0 plus 1 equals level 1. No, hang on. The heck?
So at the moment, it is doing fighter. Well, what I can see on my screen is fighter level 12, but.
Okay, that might have fixed it now.
So hold on, close that. Open that.
It doesn't want to combine. Yeah, it's now just giving me features for just a barbarian, not the rest of them.
Yeah,
So.
that's what it should be doing.
Okay.
one
Yeah, I think-
one little question, John. Because during that fight, I got bit and my overall HP total went down. When we take the long rest, does that go back to where it should be?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. I'll just make sure all of that is being correctly tweaked. So. Yeah. Oh, the heady fights of those hit points of a wizard. Ooh.
Let's have a quick look at Pontos. What's a level 13 Pontos look like?
Probably oiled in some way. Maybe with a hint of glitter.
What the heck? My HP hasn't changed. It's still 102.
It might not do that till the end of the calculation. Maybe, I don't know.
No, still 102.
Have you reviewed and completed it?
Yeah. Oh, it's now saying 118. What the?
Because it will give you, for Barbarian, it will give you 12 plus Constitution bonus, won't it, I think? Or
that many hit points on a level up. I was in dreams of having that many hit points.
Well, I think it's because every time I click on the character, going on to the character monster,
mm,
it keeps giving me fighter level 11 plus 1.
well, yeah, you
And
just have to change it to a 0, and then
Yeah.
put in 1 for barbarian, and then by the time you get to the end, if you keep going back to the beginning, it might reset the process.
Yeah, but barbarian level 1 plus 0 equals level 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Features. Next. It's giving me all the stats. Next. It's still saying that my HP is still 102. But I'm. Oh, for God's sake.
Well,
Have you gone
what-
to the very end?
yeah. What does the review page look like? That's the important bit. What happens right at the end?
No, it keeps on changing me to a level 11 plus 1 fighter. I don't know why.
So when I open your character sheet, I can see what page of the character mancer you were on.
Yeah, it's
When
not.
I
It's
clicked
not
it.
even. So I'm on levels right now. Okay.
Do you want to share your
Okay.
screen? Share your screen.
How do I do that?
So click on share your screen, which is one of the buttons on Discord.
Oh, hang on. I'm not. I'm using my phone as a Discord.
Okay, you can't share your screen then,
hang
unless you're on Discord. If you go on Discord on your computer, even though your voice is coming through the phone, then hopefully it'll do that.
Hello.
Hello. Somebody else was talking
Okay.
through your phone.
Yes, as my eldest, I took my earbuds out and took the dog for a walk and went to say good night to my daughter. And my eldest son came through and apparently and had a bit of a giggle by saying who, what, which, or something like that. He had a good giggle about it.
Some moron was joining in when he's going, hello, and going, who? And he's I just came, which, why, when?
Cool.
Oh, there we go. Right, I'm going to
Second.
watch your screen share. Here we go. I'm going to put this here so I can make it bigger. Okay, that's fine. So just click average. Can you make the character mancer bigger, Michael? No, not that. Make the whole thing bigger, but make the writing smaller now because we can't see anything.
Sausage.
That's exactly what she's just gonna keep. If this is just an act, she's gonna keep doing it. So she just gets the treat. He's pretty smart. That's what you do.
So at the moment, Michael, can you hear us?
What?
Oh God. What's he doing?
Don't do.
Have you sorted yours out?
I mean, it's quite easy. It's just an abilities. Score.
Don't you get any extra spells or anything?
Yeah, I got to replace a spell. So
Oh.
replaced. Yeah, so replaced. What did I replace? Can't remember if it was blur or mirror image. Give me a second.
I just went to
Changed it.
Well, you might have got an extra spell, that was all.
No,
Okay, here we
probably
go.
just replacement. Give me a second. So I replaced.
So he is already... Yeah, you've already been through the level up process once because he is now Battlemaster Fighter 11 Barbarian 1. He already is that. Rages are on there. Can you hear me, Michael? I don't know if you can hear me. Yes. Okay. So it hasn't updated your hit points. Don't know why. Hold on. Let's use the calculator to work out what your hit points should be definitively, and then I've got... Does it let you do multi-class on there? I'm not sure. Let's quickly see. What is your constitution? It's 18. So constitution 18.
That's +4.
It's +4, and he is fighter level 11. So fighter level 11 with a constitution score of
No, fighter average is 6 per level, isn't it?
something like that. So hold on, it says here level 11 fighter, constitution modifier of 4. That is 114. I think you got bitten by a vampire. I think that's why you don't have your full hit points at the moment. So you should be on...
Well be, same as me.
So you should be on 114, and then we add... you don't get the full 12 for the barb, because... because it's not first level, it is a level up. So you get 6, which... Well, you get half plus 1, don't you? So... So
Yeah,
it'll be... Is it 11?
11. Yeah.
So you should have another 11. So you should be on 125. And
So many ones.
it's given you rage. It's given you unarmored defense. Are there any other things you get for being a barbarian? You get proficiencies, but you've already got all those proficiencies, I think. So you won't have gained anything from that. Yeah, unarmored defense is not going to do anything for you. Rage will have some benefits, of course. It gives you a tiny little bit of rage damage. And it gives you... it means that... I think it depends which kind of rage it is. But some kinds of rage, half your damage, don't they?
That's the normal rage. Is half the damage to like piercing, slashing, and.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
The normal types of damage being bludgeoning damage, and then depends on the subclasses of barbarians. The rages can do some funky stuff later on.
Advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. When you make a melee weapon attack, you gain a bonus to the damage roll. At the moment that's only going to be 2, but every little helps. Resistance. Yeah. And you don't even get levels of exhaustion for raging anymore, so it's...
You do if you later on when you do if you take the basically frenzied rage from the berserker subclass.
All right.
Because that gives you, as a bonus action, you can do an additional attack, but then you take a level of exhaustion. That's the sort of downside to it.
Right, I need to go into WhatsApp and change the settings so it doesn't keep giving me bloody notifications.
Just Nate, once he's come out of his turkey coma, will have to sort out Deep.
Oh yeah, I won't do it for him because when there's spell selections and stuff to do, it gets complicated. Okay, so I think it's sorted now, Borin. You don't get a lot for a level 1 barbarian. The only problem was the hit points not going on, wasn't it? So I don't know why that was happening. But I will have to add your rage damage to your scripts. But that will not be too difficult. I've got a clever thing that I've got a thing for barbarians that actually detects when you are raging and adds extra damage automatically, but I will have to add that. So you don't need to share your screen anymore. You can rejoin us in the chat now if you want. So Pontos is done, Deep is done.
I have a mic on my phone, so when I selected computer, I lost all mic.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
Oh, pardon me.
So Borin is leveled up. Slight hint of madness in his eyes now.
What do you mean now?
Well, slight hint of more madness.
Borin's been angry for months.
Well, all right, but he's now slightly more unhinged.
Again. Oh, my firebolt has gone up a bit now. 3d10.
Nice. I'm just going to check something. Is there a restriction on alignments for barbarians?
No, there's no alignments in 5e. Even for the paladins, because the paladin was the worst one for alignments in previous editions.
Yeah, it's quite restrictive, wasn't it? I think I'm thinking of Pathfinder. I think in Pathfinder, if you're a barbarian, you have to be chaotic. You can't be lawful or neutral. You can. Go on.
Before 5e, paladins had to be lawful evil, or they lost everything.
Lawful evil?
Lawful good. Sorry. Lawful good, or they lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
For a paladin in previous editions, that was the real thing. So like, you've got a rest of the group are all misfits, and you've got the rogue being a bit shady, you've got the bard trying to seduce, and you've got just general hodgepodge, and then you've got this white knight in amongst things, basically going, don't do that, and just could be a little bit jarring for the party.
It's like that awesome, that awesome meme where it says something like, the paladin returns. The paladin returns to find the party burning down the village, and it says underneath, by the Pope!
It's pretty much it pretty much is like that at times in earlier versions, but at least now you can have with the different subclasses of paladins, you can have various shades, or even just do the complete fallen paladin if you want to do a black knight.
Yeah, my
like I said, I was hoping that if Frenchie's axe would so I would kind of more turn into a He-Man by the power of Grayskull, muscular kind of barbarian. Yeah.
Well.
So I'm hearing that Borin wants to go into fight in a pair of woolly pants.
It's got to be done.
The silence there from Michael on that one.
Yeah. So, but well, I mean, Frenchie's powers pretty much enhanced his own abilities. He didn't actually confer anything directly onto Borin, but that's an interesting idea.
Particularly if I get to level 3, the one I'm looking for actually starts giving me magical properties.
Ooh. Oh, the wild magic one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, I can get hold of some tables for that. That'll be fun. Okay, so you've all leveled up, I think. There's something we need to do for Karirook.
There is. We
We need to give you the amulet back. The amulet of Constitution Stupid. What's it called? Amulet.
Amulet of Health.
Amulet of Health. And this will ruin everything.
Makes things good.
So I've added it to your character sheet. It did not automatically raise your Constitution, so we are going to have to do it manually. That gives you Constitution 19, which should increase your hit points. You are a level 12 rogue, so let's calculate how many hit points you should have.
Far too many.
Too many. Too
No,
many
no,
by
it's
far
not.
for somebody that I don't ever get to hit. Do you ever get the
think I've been
feeling that
close.
the GM is trying to kill the rogue? That's because he always is.
I've been closer to death many more times than anyone else. Maybe.
I wouldn't say that.
Early on.
I mean, maybe, but...
Early on.
So you have some weird duplications. Why have you got duplications?
I've been down a few times. I've got a lot of duplications actually looking at my equipment.
Yeah, I don't know how this happens, but it does, and it's very annoying. So there we go. Karirook now has all the ones.
Happy days.
So I would say chuck in a long rest too if you need to, because you were talking about going to sleep and talking to the mayor tomorrow. So the house upstairs is very quiet apart from the snores of the very, very, very unconscious mayor.
Right, so before we leave, can I just scoop
Yeah.
up some of his dead wife's ashes into like a jar or something?
Okay.
This going to get dark very quickly.
So you now have a small jar of vampire ashes. You can pop them. You can either put it on your character sheet or you can just remember it. Entirely up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not using it for long. I'm going to give it to him.
Are you gonna, you know, line
You're
it
going
up
to give
and-
what to?
So Karirook suddenly feels much more healthy. But also has a little bit of, I don't know, perhaps a little bit of his dark side has come back to him since he has put down the vessel of his negative side. But nothing too disturbing. Okay, are you going upstairs?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to chuck you all together so I can copy you and place you on the next level, because that way I don't have to pull you out and then bemoan the fact that all your hit points are wrong. Here we go. So I'm going to move to the manor, place you in the room, paste. Oh, I should have used my new screen. for hiding GM hijinks. There are a number of comfortable bedrooms on the ground floor, as you know. In fact, there are 4 double rooms. Double rooms rather than twin rooms, though. So somebody will be sharing. But we don't even have to solve that mystery. We can just say that it happened. Karirook opens the door and then slams it straight away.
Wake up! Wake up, everyone. No, wait, wait.
Oh, I wasn't here for this bit.
Oh, Yorl runs around in a mad dash. So this is the dining room of the mayoral manor. The tables remain littered with remnants of last night's repast. I am going to chuck deep in a room.
Yeah, once back in her room, Yorl's going to just sit cross-legged on her own personal rug, which just covers a few feet, sort of a couple of inches, above the ground. She just sits cross-legged and just tries to calm herself and meditate on all that's happened and what she can try and learn from all of this. Who's unconscious?
I've just put the sleeping token marker on Pontos and Deep. Nothing sinister.
Oh. Everyone sleep.
This is nothing like the training academy with those targets. I thought I was ready for this. If those methods had ever returned, I'm not sure if my training was ever enough for the real thing. This is terrifying, but I survived. I'm going to take credit, something from it, I suppose. Next time I just got to learn to be more decisive when I attack with my spells. Those things just kept moving.
You can't learn experience from reading a book, lassie. You need to get out in the real world sometimes.
Get out of my room! Get out of my room! Or I fire the fuck out of you.
I was just thinking, one should not walk in on a meditating elf.
Where are those templates?
So, assuming that you meditate and sleep, you all sleep for quite a long time. It has been a tough night. You probably went to bed at 3 or 4 in the morning. You put in a good 8 hours and you wake up around midday. The sun is high in the sky by the time you wake up. The dining room has been destroyed by a fireball. Borin's charred ashes are under one of the tables.
That's what we do to people that just disturb me.
The following morning, you are let's see. Pontos and Deep slumber on, but Karirook, Yorel and Borin awaken. It's about lunchtime. You can hear the sound of crockery. Servants, which I do not have any tokens for, are laying the table. They have cleaned. They've obviously cleaned overnight. Everything looks spick and span. They did not wake any of you up. They left you all to rest. There's at the moment no sign of Whitlock. The servants begin. The servants begin serving a brunch, which is, I don't know, lots of eggs and sausages and that sort of thing.
Well, Yorel might just using her mage hand. She might just get hold of a boiled egg or some fruit and just bring it over to herself while she's just at the end of the table.
So the servants ask you if there's anything you'd like. They put coffee on the table, a big vat of porridge, there's a bowl of fruit. There are a variety of breakfast staples that would not be unfamiliar on your very own breakfast tables.
Bacon, please. Crispy bacon. Love crispy bacon.
Wow.
There are Pop-Tarts. There are Pop-Tarts in the fantasy world?
Oh, there are certainly not. Pop-Tarts are an anathema, a blasphemy created by a Sirorak.
I just thought I'd get your reaction for that one because I know what you're like about nutrition and that.
Oh, bloody Pop-Tarts. But yes, bacon is in abundance. You can eat your fill. Eventually, after you've been seated at breakfast for some time, after you are finished and ruminating over coffee or tea or whatever drink takes your fancy, a rather groggy looking Whitlock Norton stumbles down the stairs. He looks a bit of a state. He's wearing the same clothes he was wearing yesterday. His clothes are rumpled. His beard and hair are unbrushed and unkempt. His jacket, he has actually buttoned it up wrong, so that it looks all wonky. And you can almost, when he comes and he sits down at the table, and you can smell the whiskey on his breath from the night before. And he's like, "Arr! Good morning to you. I hope you had a pleasant evening. I don't breakfast terribly early, you might have noticed."
Yeah, our evening was quite interesting, I think. To put it bluntly, how are you feeling? Do you feel free?
I feel like hammered shite.
It's going to get a lot worse for you then, I'm afraid. Your wife was a vampire. She's now dead. We killed her.
What?
That's a bad news. The good news is you're free from any spell you were under. So, yeah, happy days. Where did you pick up your vampire wife?
He's looking at you, eyes wide. He had a piece of toast in one hand, obviously cut diagonally, because any other way is... You cut diagonally or you don't cut at all, because you get more toast from diagonal cuts. You definitely do.
No, you don't. It's exactly the same.
No, it's neurodivergent maths. If you cut it if you cut it diagonally, there's more toast. 100%. It has a longer edge anyway. but he had a piece of toast in his hand, and he just drops it on the floor and says, "What? Me beautiful Shanisha! Me maiden from across the seas, you say she's dead? I don't believe you. And a vampire! What nonsense is this?"
Up and kicks him under the table.
What's been going on while I'm having a gentle repose in me bed upstairs?
Well, I'm gonna say, well, Boren's got a rashes, haven't you, Boren?
I don't believe you. She's an early riser. She's just got up and gone about her business, I'm sure.
Well, now that Karirook's kicking me in it, unfortunately, Lord Mayor, it is entirely true. She was a vampire, and she could not be brought back. And I pull out the jar, but you may rest knowing that her soul is now finally set free and no longer part of a demonic creature of the night. And then slide the jar to him. You hear the grating sound of glass on the wood, and then back up.
What? What do you expect me to do with this tiny little jar of albino mouse droppings?
No,
you could add some water. You could add some water to it and paint something. Paint a picture of her if you want.
She can help you with boiling an egg, I suppose. But yeah, as is saying all this, Joel is just going to use prestidigitation to do small illusory images in her palm of all of the different creatures last night, ending in the evil Karirook, and sort of go through the others, then Shanskar, and then the other Karirook of just these sort of to back up with the story of the others of what we fought last night. I hate to say this, my lord, but these adventurers are speaking the truth. There was something not quite right, and we went downstairs, and there was a whole room full of coffins, and they burst out, including this slightly reptilian-looking creature who seemed to be their leader, and we had to fight for our very lives last night.
He looks shocked. He appears to be sobering somewhat. Oh, perhaps I'm not as surprised as I pretend to be. It was always a bit strange that such a beautiful young woman would take such an interest in me. And I must confess that I feel somewhat relieved, except for the fucking hangover. That's pretty fucking bad.
Shall we tell you how she died?
No, I've seen it in those images. I'm not sure I need to know anymore.
Quick.
But I feel somewhat less bloodthirsty towards the elves, I must say. As if perhaps that feeling of rage and disenchantment was in fact some kind of magical effect.
Mm-hmm. I have read in my studies they do seem to have power to control others regardless of their strength of will if given time. I mean, only those that are caught unawares can be pulled by such trickery. I hate to imagine what it would be like.
Well, caught unawares I surely was, but I was obviously in the midst of a dream, and now I am awake. Seems I have.
So you're
Go on.
So your problems with the elves are over then?
Well, apart from the fact that they're all stuck-up bastards, that'll always be a little bit of a problem. But I'd say, I think perhaps it's time to extend an olive branch to Lord Malarn. Maybe you could tell him that I've had a change of heart.
Yes, we can certainly do that. Hopefully, you can also try to persuade others in the town to also have a change of heart, because it's in all of our interests if we can re-establish trade between our towns and prosperity on this island. We can go from there.
Right. Well, indeed, we will get trade going once again. I'm ashamed to say that the fishing trade has gone somewhat downhill since we stopped collaborating with the elves. We've lost many fishing ships, and with each ship sunk or lost to piracy, we've lost another lantern, and that in turn has reduced our ability to catch dire anglerfish.
I won't tell Lord Milan that bit. I will, with respect, leave your good self to figure out how to soften that blow to him in regards to that. I speak from experience, they do take a lot of time to craft and enchant. But if we can at least get other things going, I will happily pass them those messages over.
Very well. I guess I'll mull that one over.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be so pleased that we're in cahoots again that he'll let me off losing all of his lanterns. Well, not all of them, but a few of them. Quite a few of them.
Yeah, we can certainly hope that his good nature and calm disposition sees through and understands the positives of all of this. Oh, fuck.
Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, there may be also future opportunities for you, as we will be shortly going to the island to the south is less dangerous now, and we're about to sort out the orcish problem possibly. So you may have ample opportunity to expand your town in other areas, which will make you less sufficient. So less sufficient, not sufficient.
Do you mean
less
dependent?
Dependent on one resource, yes.
Well, we're certainly short of wood on this island, and there's certainly plenty of wood back there. So that will certainly get the fletching going again.
I'm going to chip in to your wife got plenty of wood.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, not nearly as much as I would have liked, I'm afraid. Whiskey is not the friend of wood, shall we say.
She got some last night.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
It's had to.
So he has a slightly sour expression on his face, but he lets it go. The GM gives you inspiration, however.
Hey!
Um,
Awesome.
Right, well, I suppose I had better attend to some business. Perhaps ye three could, deliver, tidings to Lord Malarn, about the change of circumstances. The GM tells me you might have a reason to go there anyway.
Yorl sort of just bows and goes, certainly I will pass on as envoy between the two towns this message, and hopefully bridges can be rebuilt shortly.
Ah, very good. Right then, I'd better go and put my best suit on and go and talk to some of the town notaries.
Obviously, thank you. But before you go, there is the little sort of idea of compensation from saving your town from Elven Wrath and the Vampire Beneath. I think there's some compensation.
His beard bristles a little bit, and his eyebrows suddenly go very, very high, and he's like, "You come into my house, you enjoy my hospitality, you killed my wife in the night, and now you want a reward! God damn you, Karirook!"
I shove a bagel in his mouth and say, "He's just kidding. He's just kidding. He doesn't know when to stop."
Well, get out of my sight, deliver me message, and I'll talk to you again when I'm in a better mood. Out!
Damn it,
Out!
Eric.
Can you two wake your companions, and I'll just get my stuff. I'll only be a few moments. It's all pretty much packed in the trunk anyway.
I'm just going to leave. I've not got anything, and the mayor wants me out.
Okay, so
How would you do that?
Oh god, how do I message / no, that's not what R / oh.
So I am going to move the ribbon to the island map. I'm going to assume that you pick up all the things you need.
Yeah.
Not the Isle of Dread. No, not the Isle of Dread anymore. I don't want to go there, Daddy.
The Isle of Dread. Will it be the isle that was formerly known as Dread?
It's just a symbol.
Yeah, it'll be called Tifcad. The isle formerly known as Dread. Tifcad. The Isle of Tifcad. So, do you indeed go to Fairwick?
Yeah. He's all going to get our rewards.
So, as you step out into Arrowtide, you see a familiar face. This familiar face is...
Oh, I can't remember. She's the captain, isn't she?
She's one of the priestesses.
She is... her name is Mardella Celeste Dupré, priestess of Upteau, the god of the balance. She is from the peninsula of Chult. She sees Karirook and her eyes immediately fix on him, and she says, "Ah, Karirook, it is you again. I see you have restored the balance of your soul at last, and none too soon."
Yes, everything is back in balance. I have went through some tremendous pain and personal sorrow. I had to kill myself to be reborn stronger, more narcissistic, and grumpier than ever.
Very good. I can detect that you are on another mission, but when you have finished, come and see me here in Arrowtide, and I shall tell you about some of the things that have passed since I last spoke to you.
I am intrigued. Does it involve
sure you
gods?
are. Say that again?
Does it involve gods?
No.
Oh, okay. Then I will indeed come back.
It involves a great threat to this island and many others.
Okay. That sounds interesting and something right up our street, I think.
Yes, very good. I will see you upon your return. And
Okay, we shall not be too long. I think.
She disappears off in the direction of the market, and we'll see you when you return. So
If
Just
that's
gonna turn
everything,
around.
I'm gonna call it a day, guys.
Okay.
Sorry, I gotta go early. My missus accidentally woke me up early today
okay.
in an attempt to do extra work, but so set the alarm for 4:30 instead of
Ooh,
5. So.
nasty.
Ooh.
Tired. So I will see you all later, and I will be thinking about how I could get that barbarian spirit for in gameplay.
Cool.
Have a nice day,
Have a
everyone.
good-
Have a good one. Catch
have a good night.
you soon.
I don't expect to win any awards today, so bye.
Who's that woman, Karirook?
Well, it's a long story, but she gave me a potion which could have made me extremely different. She gave me a magical potion. I spoke to her god, also spoke to the god of death. Both of them gave me a potion to help me on my journey to enlightenment. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I was a vampire at the time, and both of them gave me a solution. I didn't know which one to go for, the god of balance or the god of death, so I drank both of them. So I had the choice of being a champion for you.
Sorry, you what? And then you spoke to you communed with two divine beings, and then you drank two potions at the same time. Are you
Right.
insane?
That has been mentioned.
Okay, right. Oh, yeah, okay. That's a lot to take in. I'll think about that. And she's just going to quietly just sit on her carpet and just let it drift off, and just like she's trying to compute all of you just said in 30 seconds like that.
And I'll just add while she's computing. So yeah, I really didn't know if I should become the champion of death or the champion of balance. It was a really tricky decision. No one really helped me make that decision. And just the vampire part of me was going stronger and stronger every day, to the point I was almost eating my colleagues. So rather than taking that dark road, I decided to swallow both potions at the same time from both gods. Yes, the gods owe me a lot. Put it that way.
Yeah, I can see that. Is that some sort of reasoning for last night? Because it did kind of look a little bit like you. He was a little bit more scaly than you, but he did look. He definitely seemed to be familiar with you guys.
Yes, that's exactly it. So once I drank those potions, I kind of split in two. The dark half of me became that thing we killed last night, who started communing with the god of snakes, so I forget his name, but that's why he started to look scaly. Yes, I've had an interesting life with those beings, I would say.
Well, carry on, mate.
I was going to say, I am going to kill one of them.
Kill one of who?
The gods. Just one.
Is that even possible?
I believe so. Our friend Char, who you've not met yet, thinks there's a way, so I need to get in touch with him. I have thought of something.
There's theoretical debates. I mean, at times when we had to do discussions and alternate thinking, stuff like that has been discussed before. There was some interesting thought exercises that came from that about how you could attempt to do such a thing.
Well, I'm all ears. If you know how I can do it, then let's discuss it.
Well, how do I even explain this? Right, gods, in essence, are a representation of a concept. The sun, the god of the sun, is a representation of the sun, but it's the people's belief that there is a deity that controls the sun that creates the deity. Does that make sense? And then once it's there, it kind of self-perpetuates in a way, if you can keep the faith there. But even
so what you're saying is the faith and that belief manifests a god.
In a way, but even if there is no faith, that potential, that drive is that potential, that essence is still there. It's just not given form or character. It's the belief that gives it its shape, and so you can never take that away. You can just redistribute it or reshape it. There have been times in the past. There are few sacred records of a being that's no longer around in the celestial deities that we're aware of. Mistra, I believe the researchers claim their name was a god of magic, but is no more. But that potential for being a god of magic has been reshaped into another. So you can never get rid of it. However, what you can do, if it's a particular personality of a deity that you do not like, and again, there have been stories many times over the years of deities consuming another deity, so they become more powerful and gain those powers, but the previous deity in personality is no longer there. Does that make sense?
100%. So what you're saying is, if I get enough people believe and have faith that Karirook is a god killer, I will manifest as a god killer, and I can go and kill some gods, suck their power up, and climb that ladder of god killerness.
In all of the texts that I have ever come across, there has only ever been one instance of a being powerful enough and deep enough in the ways of magic to cross over to become a divine being. That was to become the Raven Queen. He is known as
The Raven Queen. We have also spoken to her. I did not realise she came from a mortal background.
According to how this came about has been wiped from all records that anyone knows in any way. I believe it angered the gods, or that is so what they notes say about this. But they at the time were able to accomplish what many have thought impossible. But what you could do is if you weaken a god to the point that they are potentially vulnerable, another god could sweep in and take advantage of it if things are set up correctly.
That's interesting.
The
Good.
when we did this thought exercise, I say this most loosely, the easiest way to weaken a god is to remove their means of reaching out across the planes without risking themselves, i.e. their avatar. If that can be neutralized or weakened so it cannot be used, if that deity wants to be involved in actions in these realms, it would have to risk itself rather than, whereas currently they can remain in their own personal safe havens and use their avatar as their extension.
Okay, that's interesting. I have killed the Avatar of Death before. And Avatar, not the Avatar.
Impressive. But like I said, all of this is purely was from debate and philosophy discussions we had over the years in delving into the arcane to try and get us to think more, sort of expand our thoughts of what we can do with our arcane abilities. So don't say don't take everything I say as correct. Sort of, if it was that easy to weaken or kill a god, I'm sure it'd be happening all the time. But it was an exercise that I remember fondly.
That's okay. So, I've got one more question. Well, two more questions for you.
Certainly.
So while a god is in his weakened state and his avatar's gone and it is trying to move between the material plane and another plane to plan of planetary travel.
Mm-hmm.
If a mortal such as myself had the ability to do that as well, travel between planes, and I could intercept this god and then kill it, or does it have to be another god?
Even weakened, most of the prime gods that we see that have large influences on our realm are still mighty beyond comprehension. It would have to be an individual of equal power. If you imagine your two angry companions, if the big green one was fighting the angry short one, it could be a very close fight. But if the angry short one did not have their armor, then they are much more vulnerable to the attacks of the large green one.
Yeah. So I need some different equipment. And
yes. So, look, as I said, this is all abstract, just thought exercises. I mean, how would you even go about doing such a task, and what would be the ramifications if someone was even able to do such a task? The deity that then overcome the weakened one would gain their powers and become more powerful in themselves, and that would have a wide knock-on effect on the pantheons and the positions of power between the deities.
Yes, it would, wouldn't it?
So I hope. It is very nice to be able to discuss these things while walking in this fine afternoon sun. But as I said, this is all thought and idea. Nothing could ever come from this.
As
Don't you think so?
as the words leave Yorl's lips, you notice that you are practically on the doorstep of Fairwick, where a few of the guards salute you and invite you to enter.
We shall enter. As we enter, I'm going to just turn around to Jarl and say, sometimes it's good to put theory into practice. What's the point of having a theory if it can't be proven? And I'm just talking. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, and Jarl will just make sure a messenger gets sent to Lord Milan that we have returned and bring tidings.
Yep, you are rapidly invited to meet with the Lord in the hall. Where wine is offered. It is probably a couple of hours from Arrowtide to Fairwick at least. I wouldn't pay too much attention to the scale of the map, which says it's 20 miles, which would be a day's travel. I was not really thinking about scale when I made this map, so... assuming, do you immediately attend him in the Great Hall?
Yeah, oh no. We've rested, we've had a chat.
Good afternoon. Hello, Yorl. Welcome back. I can't remember what his voice was like. I assume it was posh.
I'm talking else. My lord, we returned back from Arrowtide. I believe the situation there in their city to the Elves of Fairwick will be improving shortly. I bring a message from what's the mayor's name? I forgot his name again.
Whitlock Norton.
Yeah, I bring news from Mayor Whitlock. His apologies for what's been going on. It seems that there was an unseen power that was warping the thoughts of people there, but that has been dealt with.
That is indeed good news. Well done, Yorl. Your mission has, in such a short time, already been successful.
It is not me, my lord. It is these fine individuals. I merely came along to make sure protocols were maintained and assisted where I could.
I am sure you are too modest. I think perhaps I will make you a field agent in the longer term. I think perhaps you've spent too long in the library. Yes, I see it now. A woman of action. Yes.
You're too kind, my lord.
Very good. Well, I look forward to meeting with Mayor Norton and re-establishing our relations more formally. In the meantime, I have finally managed to find and whip together a treasure worthy of your great achievement, Crimson DIrks. Allow me to present it to you now in great thanks for fulfilling our generations-long mission and freeing us at last to, enjoy what the world has to offer without fear of the return of those evil netheries. Here
And here is the head of Jar.
Here is
The head of Jar.
some guards carry out an ornate wooden chest which has polished brass fittings. It looks very, very nice. It's polished. The wood is polished to a high shine as well. It's a rather beautiful treasure chest. I am going to make it visible to you. I don't think anybody watching this video will be able to read it, but it is full of gold and gems. There's a lot of gold in there, gold and platinum, but there are also a few other items of interest that Yorl might recognise as being miscellaneous magic items that the Lord Milan did not really know what to do with. I don't know whether Yorl will share that with the party or not, but she recognises them. But as well as a good 40,000 gold pieces worth of treasure, there is a shiny stiletto dagger, which I am going to click show to players. Ching.
I'm just making a note of all of this treasure. But,
there's a handout in the player folder called Treasure from Fairwick, so you'll be able to refer to it. You'll be able to refer back to it. So this shiny dagger has the words Godslayer carved neatly into the blade in Elven, just above the crossguard. Holding it, you feel like it may have special properties. That is one.
So when I look at it, being Elven, I'm guessing I understand what's in Godslayer.
You do?
Oh yes, please. We took it away unless there's any objection.
And
a couple of items there I'd have to look up. Oh, okay, so
there is also a rusty axe head. A rusty notched dwarven battle axe head. The shaft is splintered and the leather is rotted and smelly. It is covered in the customary dwarven runes and dwarven curly bits, kind of like Celtic knotwork sort of thing.
Hopefully Michael's listening. We can sell that.
It's all rusty. Let me just use my firebolt. I can melt it down to slag.
Yep. And there is a suit of armour, which I'm going to just tell you because I'm sure somebody in the party has the ability to identify things. So rather than make it more complicated, this is studded leather armour of necrotic resistance. There is also an amulet of the plains, which can be used for planar travel. It is not without risks. Lord Milan tells you. The amulet of the plains. I thought this might be useful to you since you have been parted with your friend from the elemental plane of fire. Be very careful when you use it. It can, on occasion, send you to other places. But yes, when you want to reunite with your friend, perhaps you could try this. He puts it back down in the on the pile of treasure. He says, there's also a set of half-plate armour made of adamantine, which is very shiny. I don't know if these things will necessarily be of any use to you. I actually let the random treasure thing go, and then had a look at them and thought, oh yes, I'll let you have these things, because these things
sometimes it does. Yeah, sometimes it does come out quite nicely in just a max play. Like when we was in the plane of fire, a random treasure gave the staff of fire. It's like, of course you get the Staff of Fire there. It does sometimes just work so well.
Mm.
Yeah.
He pulls out a rod and shows it to you and says, it is particularly difficult for me to contemplate parting with this very powerful magical item. It was something I held in reserve in case we were in open war with the Netherese and we were losing. This rod will transport you, a total of up to 200 people, to an extraplanar space, and there are some restrictions upon its use, but every hour there gives respite to those who stay there. It can only be used once every 10 days, so you cannot just, in the middle of every fight, whiz yourself away somewhere else. But in times of dire need, when you fear that death is breathing down your necks, perhaps this will help to prolong your lives.
You are too generous, my lord. These are wondrous items.
Indeed they are, yes. But worthy of such heroes, I feel.
Bow deeply and say thank you, my lord. It's been a tremendous adventure. I do have one boon to ask.
Well, you may certainly ask. I can make no guarantees, Karirook.
Yes, I understand. On our return, when we come here, I want to ask your daughter's hand in marriage.
Have you met my daughter?
We did. Yes, she didn't like my cat.
I feel like perhaps you ought to get to know each other a little bit better first. But it's not a no. Just I feel like I cannot speak for Elidrith. I feel like if I go around making decisions like that for her, she might kill me in my sleep. So
Funny enough.
But well, you know, who knows what the future may bring. In matters of the heart, her will is her own. I'm afraid there wouldn't be any point asking me.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got that adamantine half plate. It's a very, very cool item. I'm curious to see if any of the others actually go for it or not.
Well, it's not going to increase anyone's armor class.
No,
but it does have
immune to crit.
Exactly. So I kind of hope somebody does want to give it a go. But
it's a cool item. I like that. Okay. Who's in charge of the kiss of the loot now? Or is that something we'll have to discuss?
Well, that's something you guys can decide in the chat. But let's move on to awards for now. We'll rattle them off relatively quickly because
it's a little bit late.
It's getting on a bit. We did start a bit late, so I thought we could probably overrun a little bit. Don't want to interfere with character role playing, though, do we? So
yeah, it's very good for it, really.
So I am going to switch to the awards channel in Discord. I'm not going to do that thing that I keep doing. So we didn't play on the 9th, so I'm going to delete that one from the chat. And today is the 23rd of November. The 23rd. So, first kill. Who does that go to?
No one to. I guess that goes to first kill. Do you class
Warren?
the snake as the first kill, or the decapitation as the first kill, or killing the snake as the first kill?
So
the stake-
who killed?
Yeah,
Because the stake immobilizes.
yeah.
In the case of a normal vampire, decapitation usually finishes the job. But these were special snaky vampires.
Yeah, Deep was the stake, Pontos was the decapitation, and Karirook was killing the snake on the first one.
So I guess in that case the killing blow was struck by Karirook, which is appropriate, considering that he was killing himself.
Stop beating yourself.
Right, let's move on to Kill of the Week. That could either be Karirook, or that could be Yorl, couldn't it? Because Yorl finished off the other one.
You can give it to Yorl, don't mind.
Points for style. Squashing an immobilized vampire into powder with a massive spell hand. I don't think we can award Yoink this week because
No.
it's not really appropriate to anything that happened this week. I can't believe we managed to go through a whole session without a fight. We had like what was basically a skill challenge to kill some vampires, and then lots and lots of RP, which is
There was a pseudo fight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a little bit fighty. Killed from the grave, not today. Damage dealer. Technically, the only damage inflicted was probably Karirook, because he did a green flame blade that would have affected Yorl.
Mm-hmm.
So even though we weren't actually recording damage from PvP, I think we by default have to give that to Karirook. So how about the best supporting role?
Even though he wasn't here, I'd actually say Deep, because he was the only one that seemed to have the willpower to actually stake the vampires. Everyone else is going, I don't want to get there. Oh, for God's sake. All right, then.
Right,
Yeah.
Fumble of the week. I think that might have been a... Borin did get a nat 1 on one of his will saves, I think.
And then repeatedly didn't have the courage to go near the vampires. They might fight me.
Yeah.
There was also a 1 for a feat of athleticism. I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah, that was me too.
Oh,
That's what I was trying to hit Yorl in the back of the head, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was with advantage, so you used the other result.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's the only fumble, because I thought Borin fumbled, but he didn't. There's remarkably little in the chat this week. But okay, so the only nat 1 was rolled by Karirook, and that was, so I think we'll just NA that one, because that wasn't very yeah, that wasn't really a fumble. So role player of the week. Oh, excuse me. Oh. So lots of RP this week from Kev and Chris. So
Should we do a joint one since no one else is here?
yeah, let's do a joint.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're like, I vote for Chris. I vote for Kev.
I hope I can. Yeah, it's very interesting.
So this
I
is
think
what I-
Kyrick's over the moon that he's got a way to kill him. God, possibly.
There we go. And the Whose Side Do You Want award? I think
Yeah.
that's got to go to Yorl today. Pincushion award. So, I mean, no one technically took any damage because we avoided an actual PvP fight. So I guess we'll just leave that one unawarded.
Yeah.
There we go. So
Excellent.
that be the awards. And
Cool.
yeah, we have 3 more sessions before Christmas. So I will see you at the next one. Have a good one, guys.
No worries.
See you.
Have a good evening.
See you in a week. Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Good night.
Thank you. Have a good night.